with. Oh yeah, we fought back. Listen, the wars went over to 1866, and even there was still wars going on after that. There was still little scuffles going on. It wasn't sweet. You got to figure we just been basically not a government or scattered as we are since the 1860s. So we only talking 150, 160 years. That ain't a long time. They just changed the timelines. They re-educated us. Okay? Changed our identities around. Confused the situation with African slavery and all this other stuff. And it made it seem like it was long because they kept the repetitive 400 years of slavery. See what they did? They did the 400 years of slavery, and that make your mind go to that number 400. But if only 19% of us was on a plantation, that means the majority of us was never in slavery. That's number one. Number two, how can slaves sign treaties? Okay, so just open your mind up. 400 years, America ain't even been a country for 400 years. So you telling me they came here and enslaved every single melanated person in America when they first got here? Because that's the only way you can be enslaved for 400 years. If they just enslaved everybody as soon as they got off the boats. So that's what I'm saying. My family was never a slave. I got the documentation. We were never on no plantation. The Yamasee, come on, what slavery are you talking about? But I can tell you who got the paperwork that they were slaves. Pale faces. People they calling white today. They got the paperwork saying they was on plantations getting worked to death. Yeah. Yeah. So y'all keep on hollering for these reparations. It's going to go to Becky and them. You understand what I'm saying? Because most of y'all want no slavery. You keep hollering out my family, the hardships of slavery and this, that, and the third. All right, prove you was a slave. Don't read no textbook talking about no Jamestown. Tell me where your family was slaves. It's all make-believe. And they mess around with the timelines. They do resets and everything like get you all confused and look at all different directions. Paper genocide, Brother John. Paper genocide. All they did is replace us on paper. We never died. We never went anywhere. They just did paper genocide. That's it. So I'm going to jump off of here. Just remember, mental genocide is when you can't tell me the things that affected you right here at home. You can't tell me how you ended up where you are. You can't tell me how these treaties and how the things that happen in America put us in the situation we in. But you can tell me about a history of some other people somewhere else. That's mental genocide. And if you're teaching your children about other people's lineage and other people being better than them, you got people right now teaching their children that the bloodline of Quraysh, an Arab bloodline, is the best bloodline on earth, is the greatest blood ever, and you got to submit to that bloodline. You got people teaching their children that shit. Excuse me? Nobody's better than me. You got to earn that. You don't just don't get that because a piece of paper said it. You understand what I'm trying to tell y'all? You got people teaching their children that their bloodline is less than somebody else's because their religion said so. You got people right now sitting around teaching their children the whole lineage of the Bible. Excuse me? But can't tell you none of their grandparents. Ain't even looking. But giving classes on somebody else's bloodline, somebody else's description, somebody else's culture, what somebody else said. You got people right now teaching about other women, telling their daughters that these women, these Arab women, these women overseas, these women, these foreign ancient women of ancient times or 2,000 years ago, whatever, is better than you. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying? No, I ain't even got nothing, my man. It's better than you. You understand what I'm saying? You're teaching that. You teaching that. Instead of teaching about their grandmothers. No, we're definitely getting it back positive, KQ. You ain't teaching that. You telling your daughters to look up to Arabs and your sons to look up to Arabs and Africans when your people built America, when your people always been in America. I mean, look at the mental genocide of that. So when your daughter want to look up to something and want to be a better woman, she looking at somebody that don't look like her and taking on their characteristics and culture when they had grandmothers that was the same way. Come on, man. Our grandmothers built a whole house. Our grandmothers was big mama, righteous, beautiful women. We're not telling them about them because we're taught that our families were disbelievers. Our family are pagans and they going to hell. There's a game being played on us, man. There's a game being played on us, man. Straight up, man. Mental genocide. Come on, man. Learn about the treaties that affect us. We're living underneath those treaties right now. 1733 Treaty, Lower Creek Treaty, 1866 Treaty, and others. Those are two like giant ones. Learn about the 1715 War. Learn about how we got right here. How we living underneath that treachery today. How the things that were signed and the things that were lied about affect us today. Politically, socially, economically, right now, today. Don't give me nothing that happened 2,000 years ago that some foreigners signed that had no effect on me then and has no effect on me now. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it, man. I'm Yamasee, man. Al Tamahal. You know what I'm saying? I want to hear about indigenous history. I want to hear how my people ended up in where we are today. I want to learn my language. I want to learn about my clan mothers. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to hear nothing about what happened in West Africa, none of that stuff, because I ain't from there. I'm from America, man. Tell me about my people right here. I don't want to hear nothing about none of that stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? What I'm trying to tell you? So if we're not learning about our own thing and we're not trying to perfect our own stuff, then you in mental genocide and you're allowing yourself to be that. Like I said, this is Safar the Dubba, traveling bear of the Yamasee Nation of the Great Honorable Tamahal bloodline. It's the Urban Indian Talks from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. You know what I mean? Anuki Ashug Antkum. I love y'all in Yamasee. And Waweed Harut. Good evening to you all. And enjoy the rest of your evening. Peace.